Good morning, and welcome to our food for thought segment for sports picks, sports betting picks, and analysis. We're going to go over 8 games in the NBA, including props, and 4 games in the National Hockey League Association. We are going to start off with the NBA for beginners. Our first game, Chicago at Indiana. Opening line for this game, it was 5.5. Total was 242. That was the opening line. Now we're seeing it at 6, -6 Indiana, and the total is 241.5. So as you look at this matchup here from before, these teams played last month, and the total was 248 at the time. It was -3.5 Indiana. This game was in Chicago. Pacers won easily, 132 to 123. This time, like I said, it's down to 241.5. So it's gone down by about 7 points. And the spread has gone up to 6, Indiana by 6. So I would lean Indiana, that's my lean, and I lean to the under from what I'm seeing here. Now, as far as the props, we do have some props here. One of the props I would recommend here for starters, Pascal Siakam for a prop. So Pascal Siakam in his last, this is for, now the prop, this prop here is for, let me just make sure it's, yeah, points and assists for Pascal Siakam. The number to clear is 23.5. In 5 games, he's cleared this 4 out of the 5 times. So this is the best prop for Siakam. He can pretty much clear this number because he's had success against Chicago. So I would definitely look towards that. The other prop would be Zach LaVine for the Bulls. His projected numbers for points to score 24.5. Out of 5 games, he's cleared this number 3 out of the 5 times. Especially the last 3 times, he's at 32, 33, and 35. So he's cleared this 3 out of the 5 times. Now, if you don't want to do that option, we have an option here. I would go points and rebounds. So points and rebounds, 29.5 is the clearing number. So out of the last 5 games, he's cleared this number 3 out of the 5 times, including the 3 in a row he's done this. So points and rebounds I would recommend is the best option for a Zach LaVine. So yeah, I would definitely do that. So we're looking to see if there's any other props. Let's see what we see here. Tyrese Halliburton. Let's see. For assists, his clearing number is 8.5. So he has cleared this number 3 of the last. Let me see. No, well, we're not going to do the assists. Yeah, assists. No, we're not going to do the assists. I mentioned the assists. I wouldn't do the assists. He's better with the 3-pointers, 3-point shooting. So the clear number for the 3-point shooting is 3.5 for Tyrese Halliburton. So in the last 5 games, he's cleared this number 3 of the 5 times, including the last 3 times. He's had 6-3. He had 6 3-pointers, 5 3-pointers, and 4 3-pointers. So he's shooting. He's gotten back his magic touch, so I would look at the 3-point shooting for Tyrese Halliburton. So yeah, that's the best option for Halliburton from what I'm seeing. Unless you want to look at, there's another option too. You can look at points and rebounds. Points and rebounds is another alternative too. Points and rebounds, 24.5 for Tyrese Halliburton. He has cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times, including 3 in a row. He's hit 38, 32, and 25. the last 3 times. So points and rebounds would be the best option for Tyrese Halliburton if you're looking to go that route. Just food for thought there. Nikolai Vucevic. Three-point shooting for Vucevic. The number to clear is 1.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times, so that's a good. Vucevic, that's a good segue there. So he's done well there. Rebounds, the clearing number is 10.5. He's hit this 5 straight times out of the last 5. So for Vucevic, the best thing to do, you can do the 3-point props for 3-pointers is good, and as well assists and rebounds. Assists and rebounds, the clearing number is 13.5. He's cleared this number all 5 times. So Vucevic assist and points is some good value there as well. That's something you can use. Let's see. Now we have Bennedict Mathurin. Bennedict Mathurin, for props, the best option for him would be, let's see, we just saw it here just now. Points and rebounds. Points and rebounds. The clearing number is 22.5 points and rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times, including 2 in a row. So points and rebounds is a good one for Mathurin. That's a good one. So those are the props for the Chicago, Indiana. So now we're going to move on to the next game here. So the next game to look at in the National Basketball Association, if we pull up the chart and the odds screen, we have the game of the night, or the game of the day, I should say. The Oklahoma City Thunder in Cleveland against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both teams are on hot winning streaks. The opening number here is Cleveland opened up at -2. The total is 227.5. As we look now, the current number is, as we look, we're basically seeing 2.5, and the total is 230.5. That's the basic number here. So let's dive into this game further. This is the big marquee game that everybody wants to see. So we're going to look into this further. OKC, Indiana. Look at the head-to-head between these two teams. This will actually be their first meeting of the season. Overall, between these two teams, 6-4, 6-3, and 1 in their last 10 against the spread. OKC, 3-6-1 to the under last 10 games between these two teams. First meeting of the season. As for OKC, looking at their situation here, we see for them, they've won 10 in a row. They've won 10 games in a row. They're 10-0. 10 straight games for OKC. So they're on a bit of a roll. And they're 8-1-1 against the spread. 3-6-1 to the under. That's OKC. Now as for Cleveland, last 10, 9-1-0, 6-4 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. Cleveland has won, let's see, they've won 9 in a row. So OKC's won 10 in a row, Cleveland's won 9 in a row. So this is going to be a doozy. My take is, I don't have a take on the side. The side's a tough one. But I do lean to the... Let me look at the total again and see. We know head-to-head the total has gone over in these games. Excuse me, head-to-head the total has gone under. Excuse me, it's 3-6-1 to the under. Excuse me, sorry about that. Let's see. I'm going to lean to the over. I lean to the over. I feel Cleveland's offense can dictate, especially at home. Cleveland's at home and they can dictate pace. Their offense can dictate pace. They can dictate pace with their offense. So that's the reason why I lean to the over. It's not an official play, but that's my lean. Regarding player props for this game, the marquee matchup, we're going to look here further. We dive further into the player props. We look at, let's see, Shea, Sir Gilgeous-Alexander. We're going to look at his props, see what he's been doing. Okay, so points 32.5 is the clearing number for points. He has cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times for Shea, for Gilgeous-Alexander. Assists, clearing number is 5.5. He has cleared this number 4 of the 5 times. So I would look here right away. I would look at the I would look at points and assists. Points and assists is the best option for Shea. 37.5 is the total for points and assists to clear. He has cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times, so that's a great option for him. Points and assists. If we look down, we're going to look at Donovan Mitchell for Cleveland. Spidey, that's the nickname, Spidey. So, let's see what we have here. I'll look at Donovan Mitchell's points and assists as well. 26.5 is the clearing number. He has cleared this number 4 of the last 5, actually 3 of the last 5 times he's cleared this number. But that would be the best option for him. I'd look at the points and assists. Now the other option too is assists and rebounds. This is not a bad one. He's gone 2 for 5 in clearing this number. He's come close to clearing the number the last 3 meetings, the last 3 games, I should say. But I would look at this as well. It's a favorable number in this matchup against OKC because he's going to be a major distributor and will be doing a lot of work for rebounding. So with those two combining in a marquee game, I would definitely look at this. I would look at this as well. Take this into consideration for props. That's a good option there in a marquee game for Donovan Mitchell. So the next one I would look at would be Darius. Actually, we'll go look on the OKC side. Isaiah Hartelston. We look at his assists, 3.5 for Hartelston. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times, Hartelston. Let's see. I would look at his points and assists. Points and assists is something I would look at for Hartelston. Points and assists, 15.5 is the clearing number. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. So I would definitely look at that. That's one option. That's the main option I would look at for Hartelston. Isaiah Hartelston. Cleveland, we're going to look at Darius Garland. Garland. We're going to look at his rebounding. Rebounding is 2.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times for rebounding. So for him, you want to look at points, rebounds, and assists is the best option for Garland. Points, rebounds, and assists. The number here is 28.5. He's cleared this number all 5 times in the last 5 games. That's Darius Garland. Points, rebounds, and assists. That's a good option for him if you're looking at player prop. Let's see, OKC. Let's see what we have here. Let's see anything here. Let's see if we see anything here. Look at Isaiah Joe for OKC. For 3-point shooting, the total is only 1.5. That's the clearing number. He's hit this number 3 of the last 5 games. That's Isaiah Joe. So that's another option to look at as well. Okay, so those are the player props for Cleveland for that. So we're going to go into the next game, and we're going to see Toronto at the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. We'll look into this game next as we look into the opening line for this one. The line open up for this game, as we look into this one, 12. The opening number was 12, and the total was 231.5. The current number now, as we see, it's 11.5. Total 231.5. So the total hasn't really moved. It's still the same. Toronto versus New York. So we're going to look into this matchup further. The head-to-head. You know, I believe they played twice already. We'll look into this further. As we see, head-to-head 7-3, 4-6 against the 7-3 New York head-to-head, 4-6 against the spread New York, 8-2 to the over. First game in Toronto, December 9th. They played twice last month. New York were 7.5-point favorites. The Knicks covered. The Raptors covered. It was under 233. Second game in New York, December 23rd. The spread was 13.5 in New York. The Knicks covered, and it went over 227. This, as we mentioned, this game here has gone up by 4 points to the 231.5. So this game here, I'm leaning towards the over if Karl-Anthony Towns and McBride are in the lineup. If they're not in the lineup, I lean towards the under. So that's my take on that game. In terms of the spread, no comments on that. But I don't have a opinion on that, I should say. But that's my lean for the total and the just for the total only. So now we're going to look into the actual game itself, the Knicks and the Raptors, for props. So we'll look into that further. Let's see. Brunson. We imagine he's going to get a lot of the workload if Karl-Anthony Towns and McBride aren't in the lineup. So we're going to take a look at Brunson here. Points, 26.5. So in the last 5 games, he's only cleared this number once, but I'm mentioning this as a good prop because, like I said, if Cat and McBride aren't in the lineup, then Brunson's a good option for points. Assists for Brunson is another option as well. 7.5. He's cleared this number 2 of the last 5 times. So let's see. The best option if if McBride and Cat are out is the points, rebounds, and assist. 38.5 is a good one. Is the one I like. He's cleared this number. Let's see. 1 in the last 5 games. However, keep in mind he'll be the main focal point in this game, so I expect him to clear this number at 38.5 for Brunson, because he'll have the ball in his hands a lot, and he'll dictate the pace of the game. So I would consider that prop. I would recommend that prop as a consideration there. So we look at R.J. Barrett for the Raptors. R.J. Barrett. I would take the points and assists for R.J. Barrett. He's only hit it once. It's the clear number is 24.5. Now I know the last few games he's not been playing for personal reasons. He's been out. However, when he's in the lineup, he's very productive for points and assists. He's basically the maestro and the dictator in this game. And he's played well against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden and in Toronto. So R.J. Barrett for points and assists is a recommended prop for if you're looking for a prop for the Raptors. That's a recommended prop that I would take. Very good one. Let's see, Cat, if he does play, points 25.5 is the clearing number. He's cleared this number 3 of the past 5 games. Assist, the clearing number is 3.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games for assists. Rebounds is 13.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. So I would look at here points and assists. That's another good one. Points and assists. Points and rebounds. Points and rebounds. My apologies. So points and rebounds 39.5. He's cleared this number 3 in the last 5 games. So that's another option I would look at for Karl-Anthony Towns if you're looking for another prop. And now we have Mikal Bridges. Let's see. Points, 19.5 is a clearing number for points. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. Points and rebounds for Mikal Bridges is the best one as well. Yeah, this is the best one. Points and rebounds. The clear number is 23.5. He has cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. So this is the best option for Mikal Bridges. If you didn't want to do that and you want to do the points only, points again, 19.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times as well for Mikal Bridges. So we'll go to Scottie Barnes. Points, 18.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games. Rebounds, 7.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games. Yeah, so I would do the I would do out of the. Let me see. I would do the points and rebounds for Scotty Barnes. 27.5 is the number. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games for Scotty Barnes. That's what I would recommend. Let's see. Those are the main ones. Points and rebounds for Grady Dick is another good one. It's 15.5. He's cleared this number. Actually, won in the last 5 games. However, he came close. The last game he missed it by a point and a half for the points and rebounds. But against a New York team, he's had success against the Knicks. He's played well against them. So I would definitely look into this. Even though he hasn't been hitting it consistently, it's 1 in the last 5. I would look into this one. This is a recommended one for Grady Dick, assistant at the points and rebounds. That's a good one to look at. So that's one there. So that's all for the Knicks game, for Knicks in Toronto. The next game we're going to look at Washington at Philadelphia against the 76ers. That's our next game. So we look at the live odds screen. Opening number minus 10.5. Philadelphia total 216.5. So we look currently, the current number now for this game, minus 11. And total is 221. That's the consensus. Washington's been pretty bad. They've been awful against the spread. They haven't been really covering spreads. It's a bad matchup for Washington. My take for this game simply is I'm not going to waste too much time on this game because the Wizards are pretty bad. They're horrible. They haven't been covering spreads or anything. And the total now is 221. Yeah, Philly has basically dominated this series. They've dominated the series. Nothing much to say about this game. I would take Philadelphia to cover the spread. They cover the 11 points, minus 11. And better yet, I'd take them to cover the first half. The first half might maybe minus 6.5, minus 7.5. That hasn't come out as yet. They'll come out in the afternoon. But I would definitely take Philly minus 11. If you can get it now, get it right now. And look into the first half this afternoon as well. That's my play. I have no opinion on the sides or total. But that's what I would take for that game. Because Washington, they haven't been covering anything. They haven't really been covering. So I would definitely lean that way. And you can look at, like I said, you look at the first half too. First half is another option. I'll be probably looking at the first half myself. Cut the game in half. So we look at the player props for each team. Tyrese Maxey, 30.5 points for Tyrese Maxey. Now, he's cleared this number once in the last 5 games. The last game he scored 31 points. So I expect him to, against the Wizards team that doesn't play any defense, he'll have all the opportunity in the world to get his points per game up, get that average up. So I like Tyrese Maxey here. 3-point shooting as well. The clearing number is 3.5. He's only cleared this number once in the last game, so I expect him to hit that number as well. Yeah, we'll look at those numbers. Those numbers I would look at. I would take either the 3-point shooting or the points, because I expect Maxey to basically have a big game tonight against Washington. I don't expect anything less. Now for Washington, look at Jordan Poole. Let's see any consistency on him. Let's see. I'm looking at. I look at points, rebounds, and assists for Jordan Poole. He didn't play the last. He's hit this number. The clearing number is 31.5. He's hit this number 2 of the last 5 games. The last 2 games he's not been playing. He's been out of the lineup. He has not played. So when he's in the lineup, he's productive here. Points, rebounds, and assists. So I expect him to have a big game here in terms of props. Washington's such a bad team. The props is far in between for any good props here from this team. He's probably it's the best prop. That's the best prop for this game actually. Him and Tyrese Maxey. So I would take that. So we'll go on to the next game. Detroit versus Brooklyn. So the opening number was -7 Detroit. Total 216. The current number now is 8.5 across the board. Total has come down to 212. Detroit versus Brooklyn. So we'll look into this game further. Look at the head-to-head. Head-to-head 7-3. Head-to-head, Brooklyn has the edge, 7-3 against the spread. Detroit in that department, 9-1 to the over. Now they did play earlier this year in Brooklyn. Detroit was a 3-point favorite. I'm sorry, Brooklyn was a 3-point favorite, and Detroit covered. They won 106-92. The total at that time was 219, and now it's climbed down to 212. So I definitely like I would lean towards the under in this game, under 212. Brooklyn not putting up a lot of points. They're not scoring a lot. The scoring has been downright bad. It's been awful. So they're not really scoring over 100 points, barely making 100 points, especially in the last 2 games. They've been terrible. So if you want, I don't play the team totals, but I would recommend if anybody playing a team total, I would recommend a Brooklyn team total under, maybe under 104, 103. If it's around there, I would take it under the team total for sure. If you're not into the team totals, I would bet the full game under. Is my take on that, because they're not really putting, like I said, they're not really putting up a lot. They're 460 the under the last 10 games. Brooklyn. Pistons 8-2 the last 10. They're going in the opposite direction. 6-4 against the spread. 8-2 to the over. Yeah, so I would definitely take the under in this game. And look at a Brooklyn team total under as well. If you get it 105, 106, or 102 or whatever, I bet under. That's my take for that. Now, in terms of the player props, let's look into that further. Let's see. Let's dive into these player props. Let's see here. Player props for the game. Detroit, Brooklyn. So we'll look at here. Let's see. Cade Cunningham. The clearing number for Cade Cunningham and the points is 25.5. Now he's cleared this number 2 of the last 5 times he's cleared this number, especially the last 2 games. The last 2 games he's coming on strong, 40 points, and then 32 the other night. So he's coming on strong. That's a good angle. Assists, a total 9.5. He's cleared this. He has not cleared this number. He's come close. 3 of the last 5 games he's come close. He's hit it. He's only gotten 9. He's come close to hitting it. I feel like he can hit it tonight against a weaker opponent in Brooklyn. I think he can get this number. I like him here, especially for 3-point shooting. The total is 2.5 for him to clear. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times, including the last 2 games. Rebounds, 5.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. So a good one to look at here for Cade Cunningham. Points, rebounds, and assists. This is a very good one. The clear number is 41. He's hit this number 2 of the last 5 times, but like I said, I feel that he's coming on strong. And I can see him coming on strong against a weaker opponent in Brooklyn. And I can see him clearing this number. So this is a recommended number. Or you can do points and assists. Points and assists is 35.5. He's hit this number 2 of the last 5 times, including the last 2 games. He's cleared this number pretty well. So I'll definitely look into those. That's Cade Cunningham. Malik Beasley. We'll look to see what he's doing here. Let's see. Malik Beasley, I would look at his, let's see. I look at his points. 16.5 points for Malik Beasley. He's gone over this number once, but against weaker competition, I expect him to clear this. Number. 16.5 is pretty doable for Malik Beasley. So I expect him to hit that number as well. We look at Keon Johnson. Not much there for the Nets at all. This is a pretty bad team. Rebounding. Keon Johnson, 3.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. He's cleared this number. Assists and rebounds, it's 7.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times, including the last 3 games. So Keon Johnson, assists and rebounds is the best option for him. That's the best option. Let's see. Tobias Harris, the best option is points, rebounds, and assists. 23.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. So that's the best option for Tobias Harris. Or you can do points and rebounds. Points and rebounds is 20.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games. So points and rebounds is probably the better option than the one I mentioned before. Nick Claxton. Let's look at him. Okay, so assists and rebounds. He's hit this number 2 of the last 5 times. Now he came close in the last game. He got assists and rebounds 10. So he missed it by about a point. So I would still go back to this against a weaker opponent. He should have some success. So I would go back to that for sure. Ben Simmons. Don't see any consistency from Ben Simmons at all. Yeah, I don't like anything here about Ben Simmons at all. Nothing here. I don't see anything. So that's it for that game. Next game is Portland at the Pelicans. I don't really have anything on this game, but I will go over the opening number and the points. Pelicans -2, total 226.5. Current line now is 2.5, with the total being right now, the consensus is 225. That's the consensus right now for the Pelicans game. I don't have an opinion on this game, but I'll go over the history, the matchups and everything. I'll go that over. One moment. Head-to-head, 7-3 last 10 games, 5-5. 7-3 the last 10. Pelicans 5-5 against the spread. 3-7 to the under in this series. They played already 3 times already. So the Pelicans won the first game in Portland. The spread was 6.5. The Pelicans covered. I'm sorry. Portland was 6.5 favorites. Portland covered. I'm sorry. Portland was a 6.5 point favorite, excuse me. And the Pelicans covered and won the game by 2. That's the first game. The total that time was 219. The second game they played 2 nights later, the same spread. It was 6.5. It went up 2 points to 221. Portland won that game. They won that game and went over the total. Third meeting, November 4th. This game was 218. And the Pelicans were 1 point favorites in New Orleans when Portland won 118-100 and it went under. So this game here now, it's at 222. I really have no opinion on this game at all, none whatsoever. We can go over some props. Let's see if there's any good props for this matchup. But in terms of like sides and totals, nothing for that at all. I got no opinion on that. Let's look into this further one moment. Let's see. Let's see, just hold on, bear with me for a moment. Okay, so we got the Pelicans here, let's see. We know Zion's back in the lineup. But I can't give any Zion props because he hasn't played in a long time, so nothing for Zion. CJ McCollum, though, when you look at his, let's see, 3-point shooting. The number for CJ McCollum is 3.5. So he's gone over 3 of the last 5 games, 3.5. So that's a good one to look at. Yeah, we'll look at the another one to look at is points and rebounds. Points and rebounds. Excuse me, points and assists. Yeah, points and assists, excuse me. So points and assists is 28.5. Now he's hit this 2 in the last 5 times. However, he came close on the 2 other occasions. He was at 27 and 27. and 7. So he's come close to hitting that, but I would still go back to that again. He'll be the focal point along with Zion, so I expect him to get involved along with Zion Williams. So I would definitely look at that from a column for props. We can look at Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons, the total for points, 222.5 points. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games. He's done well. 3-point shooting, over 3.5 is the clearing number. He's cleared this number all 5 times. So he's a good 3-point shooter. I would look at points and assists for Anthony Simons. He's done well here. Better yet, I look at points, rebounds, and assists. He's hit this number 4 in the last 5 games. Points, rebounds, and assists for Anthony Simons. He's been pretty consistent, so I would definitely look at that for him. Points, rebounds, and assists. I would look at over 32.5. DeJounte Murray, former Atlanta Hawk. Points over 19.5. He's cleared this number once in the last 5 games. The last game he hit it. I expect him to hit it in this game as well. He has played well against Portland, so I expect him to do well here. Now you can also look at his 3-point shooting. 1.5. That's a favorable number for DeJounte Murray. Yeah, we'll look into that as well. So that's for that game. The next game we're going to look at, the Clippers versus Denver. So the current odds for this game, the live odds for this game, Clippers versus Denver. In Denver, Clippers opened up as a 1-point favorite, total 225.5. Current number now is 226.5. Actually, we're seeing some 227s come on the board, 227.5 for this one. So try and grab, if you like the over, try and grab the 226.5 because we're seeing, like I said, 227.5. And the total and the spread is now 2.5 across the board. We're seeing that. So this game here, let's look at the head-to-head in this game. See what's happening. Head-to-head in this game here. Clippers and Denver. Last 10 games between these two teams is 6-4 Denver, 5-5 even against the spread, 2-7 to the under. Now they have played 3 times already, 2 of which have gone under, 1 has gone over. First game was in Denver, October 26th. Denver 7.5-point favorite. Clippers covered in 109-104. That was at 218.5. Second game, December 1st in LA. Denver 3.5 favorites. Clippers covered in 126-122. Then 2 weeks later, December 13th, and the total in that game, December 1st, was 225. Now we're at 227.5 for the December 13th. Denver was a 7-point favorite at home, under 227.5. Now keep in mind, in this game, Kawhi Leonard did not play in this game. And Denver had their full squad. With Aaron Gordon and all those guys, they had their full squad. So they were 7-point favorites, and they covered 120-98. The game went under. So like I said, in this game here now, The total is the current number. I mentioned it earlier. It is, if you can get back to it, let's see, 227.5. That's the current number. So it's kind of the same thing, kind of the same area where it was last month. So it's around that same area. The only thing is the spread's a little lower at 2.5 for the Clippers. So my lean here is the under. I'm going to go back to the under again. I think this hits the under. Even though Kawhi Leonard is back in the lineup, I understand he's back. But I still like the under in this game. I'm still going to go with the under. I still think, yeah, because this series has been an under series for the most part. So I'm going with the under. Under the 227.5. I would go with that as a lean. Now, in terms of the player props, we know Jokic didn't play yesterday due to illness. I don't know if he's going to be playing today. That's kind of up in the air. So we're going to look and see here. For the player props, we'll definitely look into this now to see what's available. See if he's going to play. Still has the illness, so we're not sure. If he does play or not, we'll know in the afternoon. Get a better idea. Now, if he does play, I would definitely look at his assists. Right now it's 8.5 for the assists. I'll definitely look into that. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games, so I'll look at assists. Rebounding, the total's 11.5. I would definitely he's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games, so I'll definitely look into that as well too. So yes, I would do the, if he does play, I don't know how healthy he's going to be, but I would do the, like I mentioned before, I would do either the rebounds or the assists. Let's see something here. Rebounds and assists, the total is 20.5. So I would do that. I would do the over 20.5 rebounds and assists. I would do that. That's because he, like I said, he's ill. I'm not sure how much shape he's going to be in coming back from his illness. I don't know how rusty he's going to be in terms of scoring. So I'd look at the rebounds and assists. That's what I would look at. Assists and rebounds, yes. That's 20.5. He's cleared this number, like I mentioned, 3 in the last 5 games. If he does play, I would look into that. If he does play. If we look at James Harden, see what he's done. Assists, 7.5 assists. He's cleared this number 2 in the last 5 games, so he's coming out in that department. 3-point shooting. Last 5, he's cleared this number. It's 2.5 is the number. He's cleared this number 2 in the last 5 games, including the last game. Let's see. I would look at for James Harden points and assists. Points and assists is 29.5. He's cleared this number twice. He cleared it in the last game, and he almost cleared it the game before. He only got 25 points. So now he missed it by about 5 points. I would still go back to it. 20 points and assists, I would go back to that tonight. Like I say, he'll have the ball in his hands a lot. Even with Kawhi Leonard there, he'll still have control of the ball to make pristine passes, so his assists would go up. So I would do the points and assists for James Harden. That's a good one, a good prop, not a bad prop. Norman Powell's another good one. Let's see. Hmm. I would look at points and assists for Norman Powell. 24 and a half. He's cleared this number 2 times. He nearly cleared it the game before. He only got 21, but he missed it by 4 points. I would still take the points and assists. I like that one. Or points and rebounds. The number there's 25 and a half. He's cleared this number twice. He came close before, the game before. He only had 24. So I would go with either one of those for Norman Powell. That's my take on that for Norman Powell. Jamal Murray, he's had an up and down season. Tough to get a gauge on him for props. Maybe you want to look at rebounds, 3.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games. Yeah, Jamal Murray, yeah, there's no consistencies there from him at all. Assists and rebounds is something to look at as well. Assists and rebounds, 9.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. So maybe you want to look at that. That's another option for props. So Kevin Porter, points and assists is a good one for Kevin Porter, 12 and a half. He's hit this number 2 the last 5 games, but the last 2 games he's come on strong. He's showing some consistency. He's been hitting that number. So that's for Kevin Porter. Points and assists is probably looks like the best option for him. I would look at that. Don't see anything else here. Kawhi Leonard, nothing because he's been out of the lineup. He hasn't been playing. But I think it's his first or second game back, so nothing on Kawhi Leonard. Michael Porter Jr., I know that Denver played last night, so I would still go back to Michael Porter Jr. 3-point shooting. The number is 2.5. He cleared this number 4 of the last 5 games. He didn't clear it last night, but I would still go back to it at 2.5. I would try it again. So definitely Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-pointers made. Rebounding, the number declares 5.5. The last 2 games he's been on the glass a lot because Aaron Gordon's out of the lineup, so he's been contributing to getting those offensive and defensive rebounds. So this is another good one to look at. Rebounds, 5.5 for Michael Porter Jr. Now, what I would do here, points, rebounds, and assists is another good one here. 26.5 is the clearing number. He's hit it all 5 games, including last night's. Points Yeah, I would go with the points and rebounds. Points, rebounds, and assists, or you can do points and rebounds, 24 and a half. He hit this number all 5 times, Porter Jr. So those two I would definitely look at for props. That's a very good one. That's all for that game. Next game we have here, San Antonio, Milwaukee. I don't have anything here. I can go over the numbers here, but no opinion on this game whatsoever. For San Antonio, Milwaukee. But the line opened up at 5, -5 Milwaukee. Total 225 and a half. The current number is still at 5. Really hasn't moved. It's 5.5. 226 and a half is the current total for this game. Again, matchup head to head. Nothing really on this game at all. 6-4 Milwaukee. Last 10, 8-2 against the spread. San Antonio 6-4 to the over. San Antonio's last few games, they've lost 2 in a row. But the last 10 for them is 5-5, 8-2 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Milwaukee's last 10 games, 5-5, 5-5 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Nothing really on this game at all for sides and total. I have nothing there, no opinion on that. Props. Let's look at some Wemby props. Wemby props are very popular, so we'll look at these Wemby props. Victor Wembanyama props. We'll look at that. See what's going there for Victor Wembanyama. See what he's got. So Wemby, look at the Wemby props. Wemby props. Let's see. Wemby. 0.3 rebounds and assists for Wemby. 41.5 is the total. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. Points, rebounds, and assists. Or you can do points and rebounds. Points and rebounds, the total is 37.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. Or you can do assist and rebounds for Wemby. 14.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. So let's see. Yeah, so Wemby, those are very popular props I would take advantage of. I'd probably take advantage of that myself today in that game. The Greek Freak. Let's see what he's done here. I would look at his I would look at points and assists for Greek Freak. 36.5 is the points and assists. I would look at that. Last 5 games, he's hit this number. Two of the last 5. So I would definitely look into that. That's one of them I'd look at. Let's see what else. Damian Lillard, let's see. Rebounding, 3.5 points for Damian Lillard. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. Let's see. Points, rebounds, and assists for Damian Lillard, 34.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. Or points and rebounds, 27.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. That's Damian Lillard. Chris Paul. I would do as assist Chris Paul. Chris Paul has got, for 8.5 assists, he's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. 3-point shooting is 1.5. He's cleared this number 3 or once in the last 5, but I still take the 3-point shooting. He's still a very good 3-point shooter. Now, points, rebounds, and assists is probably the best one to take for Chris Paul. It's 21.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times, so that's the best. That's probably the best one to hit. Points, rebounds, and assists is the best one to take. I would take that one. He's been very consistent in that area. That's for Chris Paul. So rebounding is 4.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times for rebounding. Points, rebounds, and assists, 22.5. He's cleared this number 2 of the last 5 times. That's it for Chris Middleton for the props. All right, so now we're finished with the NBA. That's all the NBA for today. Those are all the games. Now we have the NHL. We have 4 games in the NHL that we're going to look at. 4 NHL games. Let's see. Colorado, Chicago. Head-to-head 7-3 again. 7-3 record. Colorado 3-7 to the under in this series. That's the head-to-head. They played October 26th in Colorado. It went over the 6.5 goals. It was 5-2 Colorado. Let's see. Last 10 for Colorado. 8-1-1. Last 10. 4-6 to the under. Chicago last 10. 4-6, 6-2-2 to the over. I would lean to Colorado to win the game. They did. Let's see. They won the first time in Colorado 5-2, and they have won in Chicago. They won there a year ago. I would definitely, honestly, Chicago beat them in the first game 5-2 in Colorado. So I expect Colorado to return the favor in Chicago because Colorado has won in Chicago before. So I expect Colorado to win that game. I believe they win that game tonight. They are favored, so yes, I would take Colorado to win the game. Lean Colorado. No opinion on the total. Second game, Vancouver at Washington. Total is 6 goals. And Washington's favored. Head-to-head 7-3. Washington owns the series. 5-5 for the over-under. Vancouver, last 10, 3-3-4. 5-5 to the over/under. Vancouver lost 2 straight games. Washington 5-3-2 the last 10 games, 5-5 against the spread. Washington, they've been up and down. They've been alternating wins and losses. That's their pattern. They've alternated wins and losses. Lost the last game. Washington's at home. I don't have a play on this game at all. No play on this game. This game's a pass. No lean or play on this game at all. Next game, Florida against Utah. This game is the total 6. Florida favored in this game in Utah. They have not played before. It's their first meeting. They have never faced each other. So we look at this matchup here. Florida 6-4 last 10. 3-6 to the under Florida. So they've been playing a lot of unders. 3 unders in a row, Florida. The last 3 games have gone under. Utah 4-1-1. The last 10, 4-6 to the under. So yeah, so clearly in this game I would definitely lean under. Under 6 goals, that's a lean. So I would lean to the under in that game. The last game is Calgary versus LA Kings. That's the last game on the board. So we look at this game a little bit more here. Total 5.5 goals. LA favored in this game. Last head-to-head last 10 games, 6-4. Calgary owns the series, 6-4 to the over as well. They did play November 11th last year in Calgary. 3-1. Calgary won at home. So this game here, let's see. The last few games of these teams have played away from one another. Calgary 5-3-2 last 10. 3-7 to the under Calgary. No real consistency from Calgary. They've been up and down. LA, let's see. LA 6-2-2 last 10. 4-6 to the under. So LA has won 4 straight games. They won 4 in a row. They have won 4 games at home. 4 straight games. So in this game here, on the homestand, they've gone 2-2 over under. So here, I'm going to lean to the under, or the under in this game. Lean Calgary, LA under. And I like LA to win the game. I like LA to get revenge for the loss in November in Calgary. So LA money line, I like, and I like the under. Under 5.5 goals is my lean. So that is it for our segment, Food for Thought, sports betting picks and analysis. This is just a Food for Thought overview of the games. This afternoon we're going to come back and I'll give you my plays for both the NBA and the NHL. And we're going to throw in some college basketball. I'll give you a college basketball play as well. All right, so this afternoon I'll be coming back to you guys. I'll give you those plays. Until then, stay blessed, stay true to yourself, believe in yourself, and cash those tickets. Peace.